Hello and welcome to the Second Bowl of Cereal podcast. We are your hosts. My name is Jonathan. I am a local developer, 3D modeler, 3D printer, and a podcast host.
And I'm David, your local gamer, actor, and also podcast host.
And together we are two brothers talking about television, movies, gaming, and anything else that flips our lids. This week we are going to start our episode by talking about the Kirby Directs that came out recently.
Yep, for the newest game, Kirby Air Riders.
Yeah, so this is a new installment in the Kirby Air Ride franchise, the only other installment, I believe, right?
Yep, this is the sequel. And may I just say, I'm so excited.
Like absolute chef's kiss. It looks perfect.
It, I couldn't ask for anything more almost. And yet there's just like so many side dishes. It's like, he just keeps filling my table.
Yeah.
Sakurai, how do you just keep
So
doing this?
yeah, I don't know if we'd call this spoilers considering we're just reporting on the events, but
Yeah.
in case you want a spoiler set for the event, doesn't
And
otherwise
yeah,
we're just
and
gonna talk about yeah,
Yeah,
what
and
was said.
trust us, Sakurai made sure to leave some things left to be spoiled once the game comes out as well. He made sure of it.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, like overall, it or right off the bat, it looks both like how I remember it, but like so much better in quality. Like when they show the side by side,
Oh
like
yeah.
they did the upscaling, or not. It's not. It wasn't like AI upscaling. It was just like actual. I would imagine they went in and created new textures and maybe more 3D models, probably better ones. But
Yeah,
like
you
just
just you
it,
can
it's
see
still.
you
Go
go.
ahead. No, I was just saying it still looks. It feels like that's how I remembered it looking. Even though if I see videos of what it used to look like, it looked way less crisp, way less defined. Like the little bricks on the road, like
hmm
when I see videos of it, it's just like mushy, just fuzzy little lines with fuzzy shapes inside of it. But then when you look at the new one, you see the brick road, and it's very like it's crisper. It's still got that fuzziness to it, but like it feels like it's part of the material, not like because of a lack of resolution.
It's more defined and also more vibrant. He does
Yeah.
side by sides in the direct itself of because one of the awesome things is that he brought back all the courses from the original Curry Air
Yeah.
Ride
Yep. That's
and
true.
brought them into Air Riders.
There weren't that many courses though, were there?
There were just nine,
Yeah.
but you also have to consider the fact that City Trial, one of the best parts of the game, has
Hmm.
a bunch of these last like competition parts of it, and there's like a bunch of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. That was Battle Royale before it became a craze.
Yep,
It,
they're
like it
all
had.
their own stages with like they're all unique stages almost,
Yeah.
where there's no racing done at all. You're just smashing carts at things.
But it's not like I mean it's battle royale, but it's not like gradual elimination, right? Like the course doesn't shrink.
Yeah, no,
And
once you die, you'd have to look for another cart. You're
yeah,
not
yeah, you
out of
don't
the
really
race
die.
yet.
Yeah, you never
Yeah.
die. You only get your cart destroyed.
Yep. And then
So
you
yeah,
gotta
it's not
walk
like a
around.
conventional racing game, right? Because like you have like
hmm
Bandicoot racing and Sonic
Yeah.
Racers, um, with the Simpsons cart.
Garfield
Yeah.
cart.
Garfield cart, Gar kart, I think it was called. Gar Kart Maniacs 3. I
Yep.
think it also had the Tick and Freakazoid as guest characters. uh,
Uh, but yeah, Curve City Trial, they
mhm.
didn't bring back the old map, but I'm honestly not concerned about that because A, I still love the original map from Kirby Air Ride,
Uh-huh.
but the new map they made for Kirby Air Riders looks absolutely insane and vast. And
And it just feels like an upgrade, right?
yeah, I never got tired of the original one. I
Mm.
can't imagine myself ever getting tired of this one.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't know if I would even want them to put the original as well as this one, right? Like it feels
Mm.
like why would you, right?
I know, with all the large amount of events that can randomly happen in between it as well, there's always gonna be
Yeah.
a new experience.
I mean, maybe if there's like oh classic mode or something, and then that one didn't have all the events and stuff, just like
Yeah.
the stuff from the first one.
I mean,
But you know,
classic mode seems to be what the road trip is gonna be,
oh,
which is
I
the
guess yeah,
newest mode, which wasn't
right,
in the original Kirby Air Ride. It's gonna
yeah.
be like a roguelike where you get to choose three missions and you get like stat boosts from them
Mm.
and other things.
And then there's
Which,
also Castlevania method
yep, that's
and the
gonna be a
Metroid. Yeah.
and it's gonna be a full-on story mode,
Mm.
which is awesome
And
because
then a
yeah.
Souls like where Kirby's just dodge like just rolling against all these giant massive enemies.
Yeah, that's almost like the Kirby Star Allies, but yeah,
I still haven't
easier.
played. Well, oh, wait, oh yeah, we played some of that, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah, we played a few
you
levels.
haven't finished it yet. Which,
No,
if
not
you're ever
anymore.
down to
Yeah,
continue, I'm
that's
down to
true.
continue.
Yeah, we got to keep
They
doing that.
got a DLC that I did buy that was
Okay.
pretty nice.
Nice. Is Meta Knight playable in that game?
No, but he is a boss, and there is an
Uh,
upgrade for because you
oh.
know the upgrades for the copy abilities.
Oh, yeah, like, yeah.
One of
There's like a
them's kind of
skill
like a
tree.
Meta Knight upgrade.
Okay.
Not a skill tree, more like a straight up like upgrade where the copy ability will like look different,
Hmm.
get like a different
Okay.
little costume, but
Sure,
like
sure.
and then you have new moves and abilities with the ability.
So what makes it like Meta Knight? Is it do you get a sword and a mask
Yeah,
or
you get his
okay.
mask and you get his
Okay,
sword
his
and you get
mask.
like tiny little
Oh,
wings.
okay,
It
perfect.
basically, and then there's an upgrade beyond that as well.
Okay.
That's like the
This
end
is to
game.
go even beyond.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, Kirby Air Riders, I am frothing at the mouth for it to come out already. There's a
yeah, I mean,
demo coming out in a few weeks.
oh, is
I
it
don't know.
free?
It's a free demo. I mean, you need the
Hmm.
Switch 2,
Oh,
and there's only
what?
like
Ah, then no,
certain
it's not
time
a free
frames of it's
demo.
gonna be.
That's a you gotta drop $600 down off
Yeah,
the bat.
unfortunately, this is not coming out on the original Switch.
Then what's the point? Sakurai, you missed the mark. Disappointed us again. No, I'm
Let's
kidding.
be real though. If anyone is gonna make it so you want to buy a Switch 2, it's gonna be Sakurai, whether it was gonna be with Smash or with this game. He also
Well,
made it that
mhm.
because those are the console sellers. Smash is a console
Oh, of
seller as
course,
well as
yeah.
Mario Kart.
I
But
would
Mario Kart did
imagine.
not.
I would have thought they would have figured out another Mario Party or some kind of like, but maybe that'll come later.
Yeah, there's
That,
speculations of it since
mhm,
we got the whole Mario anniversary going on that they're
yeah.
probably gonna do it after the movie comes out.
Oh, yeah, yeah. The next one's Mario Galaxy, right?
Yeah, the Mario Galaxy movie, and then they have the kind of like a not even a remake. It's just like an
Oh.
HD version of Galaxy 1 and 2 coming to Switch.
Just what's it called? It's not a reskin. What are those? Not remixes,
Yeah, it's
upgrade,
like just
refresh,
a remaster.
rehydrated, I believe is the official
Rehydrated.
term.
Yep. Yep.
Super Mario rehydrated.
Yeah. And then just one of the awesome things about Kirby Air Riders is that Sakurai made a point of there just being no DLC coming to the game.
Yeah, that's a beast move. That
Yeah,
is
I
honestly.
was a little bit gun punched by that
Hmm.
thought because much as I like love that
Uh-huh.
Sakurai just put absolutely everything in it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a little sad to know that it's just we're not getting anything else. We're not gonna get new cards, new
Yeah.
everything. We got to be happy with what we're getting, and I don't doubt that I'll be happy with what we get.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like it's not like if they had chosen to do the DLC route, it would have still been the same amount of content. It would have just been spread out over a longer time.
Yeah, but we gotta give absolutely all the respect. Sakurai had to be the one to do this to make
Yeah,
the
yeah.
wave to make other people
I
know
mean,
that
we'll
this
see.
is we gotta stop sending games half
Yeah.
baked. We need
I
games to
don't
come
think
out
this is gonna.
fully ready.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that would be great, but like, I feel like the live service aspect of things kind of kills that because
Yeah.
Kirby's Air Ride isn't going to be a live server or Riders, right? Air Riders.
Yeah,
That's not going to
Air
be like a
Riders.
live service game, but a lot of more modern. Well, I guess maybe. I
It's
don't know.
gonna,
Maybe not. But at least based on like Helldivers, Apex
mm,
Legends, the finals, Marvel Rivals, all of those like their live service type games, right?
yeah.
They're gonna keep continuing to roll out more and more content. But there's not really a story in the game. Not always. Sometimes there is, right? Like
There's
Destiny's.
lore, but like in the
There's lore.
background.
Yeah, there's a lot of lore, definitely. I just almost never read it.
Yeah.
like for Marvel Rivals, as much as I love the game, I don't know that I'll ever really get into the story. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why there's all these different timelines merging. I don't know what like when they'll say, "Oh, Khonshu's here too" or something, and then they're like, "Okay, well, I don't know why Khonshu's here, but okay."
Yeah, I usually like whenever I'm like auto playing on YouTube, sometimes a Marvel Rival lore video will come up, so I'll listen to that.
Okay.
And then sometimes I even hint at who's the new character is gonna be,
Sure,
and
okay.
then other
Yeah.
things. Did you know that the zombies has like a story behind each of the characters of why they're in the fight?
Huh. I would have figured there would at least be a small blurb, but how much of a story are we talking about?
We're talking about Jeff the Shark is now the new king of the sea because Namor is a zombie now.
Oh, yeah.
We're
Well, yeah, but
talking about
how much else how much of the sea has already been taken by zombies, right? How many Atlanteans are left for Jeff to rule over?
I don't know. That's what Jeff's on a mission to do, to find help.
Wait, so he just assumes he's king because his name was dead. Like
I
he
don't
didn't
know.
consult with anybody. He doesn't know that there's any other land. He's like, oh, well, he's dead, so the kingdom
It's
falls to me.
Yeah, it's completely internal monologue to Jeff.
Ah, yeah.
Uh, but yeah, Sakurai's leaving Kirby Air Rai's longevity entirely in the hands of the community,
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna have to make
which
mods, I guess.
uh,
No,
I don't know how easy it is to mod switch to. I haven't heard much
gotta
about
be
it yet.
hard
Like I
for
heard one
now.
small blip on
Okay.
like the first few days, but I
Ooh.
haven't heard much about it after.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
But
haven't
yeah,
heard anything either. But I've also
yeah.
not really been looking out for stuff on the Switch too.
Yep. There's still a somewhat small but still healthy community for the original Kirby Air Rides, so I have confidence that
Hmm.
Kirby Air Riders is going to go on for quite some
Oh
time.
yeah, big time. Like I'm sure there's gonna be like a huge amount of interest for maybe a month, like not a month, like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah,
And then unfortunately, maybe because of the whole releasing everything at once, then interest will die out.
yeah. Well, what
But
Nintendo
hopefully
needs
not
to
that
do
much.
is just not send out any more games after Kirby Air Riders and just have that sell the
Yeah.
Switch. Just
Yeah.
say,
I
hey,
mean,
nothing else is coming. This is why you're buying it. You are
uh,
going to receive peak, I promise.
is there any like how balanced is Kirby? Well, I mean, I guess we have no idea how balanced this one's going to be, but like, what do you think the chances are that there's any sort of competitive scene to this Kirby or there's this new Riders game coming out?
Honestly, I didn't see too like there would be a scene, but I didn't have too much hope until they brought out the team battle, where
Okay.
it's gonna be like the whole thing, all of City Tribe can hold up to 16 contestants at once.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna be split in half of teams of
Oh.
8. So that I can potentially see some competitiveness going on where you got to help your fellow teammates to get stats. And then there's the legendary rides, which are going to be cool because like originally I was thinking, how is anyone going to get a legendary ride with 15 other people
Yeah.
fighting against it? But with the teams, it's a highly likely chance because the teams are sharing the pieces,
Yeah,
and
so
whoever's
just
the
whoever
last
gets the
one to
one.
get the
Okay.
piece gets the ride.
Uh
And
that's
that's
gotta
gonna
suck if
be,
somebody's been collecting all the pieces and then one person just finds the last piece and then they
yeah,
get it. Yeah,
yeah.
but
I mean,
yeah,
as
that's
long as your
that's the
team has it,
rules.
I guess.
Uh,
So
wait,
I
does
can
everybody
put,
on your team ride the legendary, or is it not just
no, it's
not
just
just
gonna
the
be
one
whoever
guy?
gets it. That would be crazy if they
Yeah.
did that. I think that would be the most unbalanced thing the game could ever bring.
No, no, no. I mean, not everybody gets on their own legendary. Like all five,
Oh,
or yeah, all the
oh,
teammates just ride on
all
the
the
same
characters
one.
ride on the one
Yep,
dragoon
on
or
the one, yeah.
yeah.
And they're all just
Uh,
grabbing on for dear life.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm so excited to find out what that third legendary ride's gonna be. It could
Mm.
be anything because we have the Dragoon that's good with the flying and
What
the
if it's just
moving
another
around.
Kirby?
What if it's you
Just a
ride on a
Kirby, yeah.
Kirby?
Yep,
Yeah.
and there's just one of the vehicles is just riding on top of a Kirby.
Uh, I heard some funny remarks of like
Uh,
people saying, you know what? Rick should not have been his own character. He should have been a ride.
that
Rick the
would have been
hamster.
hilarious, yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
I can't wait for all the clips of Rick to be on YouTube, and it's just gonna be audio clips of him from the Kirby anime where he was
okay.
just Australian for some reason.
It's
Can't wait
always
for all
great,
those
yeah.
clips.
Nice.
Uh, what do you think, Mickey? Do you think you'll buy your own Switch 2 to get Kirby Air Riders?
Not anytime soon. No, not at all.
No.
No, I'm still very much on the camp of I would not buy a Switch 2, but it might change. It's still, the needle is getting pushed slightly and slightly.
If we
But
get
no,
more, yeah, if we get more games like Kirby Air Riders, people should definitely buy the Switch 2.
if we get less price on the retail, then
Well,
people should
Kirby
buy the
Air
Switch
Riders
2.
is only $70,
No, I'm
and we're
talking about the
talking about
console.
the
That,
console.
yeah. You know what, games too, they bring it back down to
Yeah,
60.
yeah. But we can guarantee that we're not getting any paid DLC for Kirby Air Riders. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
staying
true.
at 70. We're not
Yeah.
getting any $20
Well,
upgrade DLC. Nothing
I
like
I
that.
don't I wouldn't put it past not Disney, Nintendo to figure out some kind of, oh, it's not a DLC, this is a booster pack, or like this isn't a DLC, this is like a separate game altogether that somehow only works if you have the
Connected.
first yeah. Or maybe just amiibos. Maybe they go hard into releasing more of the amiibo merchandise. Because those amiibos that they've already showed off, they look beautiful.
They look amazing.
My
They
goodness.
just, I can't tell if it's worth $50 or not.
Oh, definitely not. No, no, no.
Considering that they've showed off five of the amiibos,
Yeah.
and all together, that's $250.
Yeah. But it's kind of crazy that they hadn't. Well, I guess merchandising wasn't as huge back during the Kirby era, the original air ride.
Yeah,
Because there were plushies of Kirby, but like I don't think Kirby Air Ride had a huge amount of like it. I
like,
definitely there wasn't any action figures for the line. I don't think, right?
yeah,
I think
yeah.
Smash might have even had like Burger King tie-ins, but or like some kind of fast food tie-ins. But even
Gosh, we
that,
gotta look that up because I can't think of
yeah,
that, but that would be pretty cool if they did.
yeah. Like I don't think the toys were any good. They were like,
Probably not. No.
yeah. Maybe I'm just like misremembering it. And they had like just Nintendo.
Yeah, you might be thinking of like a different franchise or a different game series because
Yeah,
I
maybe not
feel
even Burger
like,
King, but
yeah. But yeah, I don't know if I'd buy an amiibo, but I'd probably buy a different figurine of like Kirby and the other characters on the rides, or maybe a plush of Kirby on a Warp Star or a Wing Star.
yeah,
They
definitely.
like if they're not selling DLC, they're probably hiking on the hope of the amiibos being able to like make up for potential lost
That
profit.
probably makes sense. I don't know how much. Well, that's true.
Not
Yeah.
lost profit, but potential profit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, yeah, lost potential or whatever.
Yeah. Which, listen, $50 is a lot. Let me spend it on something a little
Uh,
less. I'll buy plushies. I
yeah.
will. I have three Kirby plushies in my room right now, and none of them are on a Warp Star. So that means I have
Uh,
space for another Kirby plush.
there you go. And we're back to the second bowl of cereal podcast.
Yep. That was a lot about Kirby Air Riders we talked about, and we will probably talk about more once the game comes out.
Yeah, yeah. We were deciding whether or not we were going to just go ahead and convert this whole episode to Kirby Air Ride, but we decided no.
Yeah. Kirby himself needs his own episode, but Kirby Air Riders, that's also another episode.
Yeah, yeah. But
Yep.
enough about Kirby Air Riders. What is today's topic, David?
Yep. So originally we talked about TV shows and then we talked about movies, and this is going to be our first episode where we're talking about video games. This first one is going to be about Pokemon, the main series game.
All right.
Yep.
So,
So,
what titles are included in the main series game?
well, we've got nine generations of
Dang.
Pokemon.
Oh my goodness. I thought
Yep.
you were going to say like three.
Now we've got nine with more than 1,000 different Pokemons right now, not
Different Pokemon?
including
Are you sure not
not
like.
including alternate forms.
Okay. What about sick forms?
Sick forms,
Are
that
there.
might be
Oh,
Generation 10.
okay.
But yeah, Pokemon has been just catching simulator almost, but it's just
Yeah, that was the original. That was like where it originally came from, right? The developer, when he was a kid, he used to go out and like collect insects
yep,
and then
and
put them in
then
little capsules.
yep, and
Mhm.
then throw the capsules at other kids and saying,
Yeah,
"Hey,
like his neighbor, and he would always be like, "You're my rival," and the kid like,
yeah,
"Please stop! I don't
and
know you."
that's not what you say. You say smell you later."
Yeah, and then he just threw bugs all over him and just be
Yep.
like, "Attack, Bartleby, Bartleby the Scrivener,
And
go!"
they said there's no laws against the bugs fighting each other.
There you go. There is no law against bugs fighting each other.
And then I think later they made laws about bugs fighting each other. I don't know.
Yeah. Remember, kids, vote for Proposition 18. Think of some of the kids.
All
Some.
bugs matter.
All bugs matter.
But yeah, the first generation had 151 different Pokemon.
Yeah.
All
So
they
that
had
doesn't or does include the evolutions. Or evolutions wasn't
that
even a thing there?
that does include the evolutions.
Okay.
Evolutions have been part of the main series game
Okay, so really
forever.
more like 33 Pokemon. And
There are a
then
few. There's species.
yeah,
There's
okay.
fewer species than Neville. Yeah,
Also,
but
not all of
yeah,
them have three, right?
yeah. Some of them only have one. Some of them don't even evolve, and then sometimes they get one in the later generations.
Hmm. Okay, so I don't think we even talked about what evolution is, right?
Oh yeah. So Darwin said,
Whoa,
but yeah.
whoa, whoa. Even before that. No, I'm
Okay.
kidding.
So Unga Bunga said,
Unga Bunga said Unga Unga.
and then there was man.
And
He
then
was the
Ook Ook.
monkey before, and
Yeah,
then he was a man,
yeah.
and then he became a Pokemon.
And that activated his brain neurons.
Yup. And then he was able to use flamethrower, where he could shoot flames from his mouth.
And that's why we celebrate Christmas.
Yup. Santa was notorious for shooting flames from his mouth.
Santa's Christian name was actually Ook Ook. He was a caveman. Oh.
Uh, but yeah, essentially each of these Pokemon
Mhm.
had stats, they had move sets, they had what else did they
It's
have?
just like dog fighting, right? But instead of them not having a sentience, they now do have sentience.
Yep, and they made it very clear that they like this. This is what
Yeah,
they want to
exact.
do.
They yearn for the fighting.
They yearn to be kept in small balls.
They were
Don't
born.
worry
Oh,
about it.
yeah, they're
They
nice.
want their every move to be
Hmm.
commanded.
They were bred for this.
It's sad
Ah,
that a few of them are.
uh,
But that's the whole thing about the competitive scene that we don't need to
okay.
get into. Well, it used to be because then they made like these new things that it doesn't have to be as tedious. You don't need to breed as much.
Wait, Pokemon can get STDs?
No, well, no. They could get IVs, which is like their
Oh, what?
inherent, like, because Pokemon could have, not all Pokemon are made the same, and
Okay.
not even of the same species.
Mm,
They could have these things called IVs, which are inherent values, which it makes
okay.
it so that depending on how high it is, depends on how high their stat can go.
Ah,
Maxed
so the
out
Buffalo
IVs
Soldier.
being Yep. So maxed out IVs means that it cannot be any stronger than this, which a long time ago used to be absolutely time consuming to get, if
Okay.
not almost impossible sometimes.
Well, what does that involve? Like, is it just grinding, like going out and fighting other smaller Pokemon?
Grinding would be very much ineffective because I
Okay.
think it's almost impossible to find a Pokemon with maxed out IVs in the wild. The way
Uh-huh.
you would have to do it is that you would have to find a Pokemon with the highest IV and then breed it with the Pokemon that has a different stat with the highest IV and then keep breeding it until you get one that
Oh,
has
yeah, yeah,
both of them
yeah.
maxed out and then continue the cycle until they have all of their stats maxed out, which it's not
Wow.
guaranteed that it'll even have a maxed out IV when you breed one.
So then
So
is there a
that
Pokemon Hitler? Like, is that a thing?
there's Dragon Ball Hitler. I don't know if there's a
Mm.
Pokemon. They have guns, but that those episodes in the anime got banned.
Uh, but
So
not
I
the
can't say
eugenics
for sure.
episodes. Those are fine.
Yeah, I don't think they ever. I'm trying to remember. I don't know if they talk about breeding in the anime all that much. There may
Okay.
have been one or two episodes, but I never watched like the original first generations. They may have talked about that then, but in the few ones after that I did watch, I don't think it ever gets brought up. Like they
Okay.
bring up eggs. They don't bring
Uh-huh.
up breeding, but they bring up eggs. Because
So yeah, you've mentioned that we all right. So there's the Pokemon video games, but there's also the anime. There's also
yeah,
the trading cards. Do the
there
trading
are.
cards have a plot or no? Those are just cards.
No, those are just cars. I mean,
Okay.
sometimes there will be like tiny stories in the illustrations themselves. Like there will
Okay.
be Pokemon cards that will have an illustration, and then sometimes either another Pokemon or its evolution will continue the story in subtext,
Oh, nice. Okay.
or
That's
sometimes they'll
cool.
just be their own little thing.
Okay. But there's not like canon across the because like the game, right?
Yeah.
The games they don't star Ash. Ash is a anime only character, right?
Yeah, unless you like, I think Pokemon Yellow, you have
Mm.
it
Oh.
either is Ash or you have the option to make it Ash or something like that. But yeah,
Okay. Is it
Pokemon
just you can
Yellow.
name it Ash or
I don't know. I never played Yellow. I
okay.
never played the first generations, and from what I've heard, that's probably for the best if you've played the later ones, because those ones are a buggy mess and
Mm.
do not have a lot of the life convenience like mechanics.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you do want to play the first generation, we recommend you play the second generation because the second
Okay.
generation actually
Uh-huh.
comes with the first generation included. You get to play both
Oh.
regions. Yeah, that's the
Okay.
thing about the Pokemon games is that each generation has its own little country that it takes place in. Usually it's like kind of like a
Are they
kind
called
of
countries? They're called something else,
no,
right?
they're called regions.
Regions. Okay.
Yeah, the first one's Kanto, the second
Mm.
one's Johto, third one is Hoenn, fourth one is Sinnoh, and those are all based off of like Japan regions.
Oh, well,
Like
so they're
they're
actual regions or like based off of like
I
slang
th
names or something?
I think they I think those first ones are actually regions in Japan. I'm pretty sure.
Ooh, so if there was a
Maybe the
game
first two or three.
like if there was a US equivalent game, they would be like Miami or
Yeah, no, I think they changed it after the
Aruba,
fourth.
Jamaica.
I think they changed it after the fourth one because the fifth one was based in the US, specifically New York,
Oh, whoa.
where it was
So is
called
it
the
the New
Unova
York
region.
region? Oh, what region? What
Yeah,
was this?
and New York.
Okay, so
It
it
was
was called
Unova
just straight up
region. No, it's
Unova.
called Unova.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I think they changed it after that.
Ah, okay.
And then after that they had I think Kalos, which was based on France. Then they had Alola, which was based on Hawaii. They
Oh,
had I think after that one was what was it? Galar region, which was based in Europe, I think, or Scotland.
okay.
And then they had the
Yeah, because Europe's pretty
latest
big, but I
one. Yeah.
guess maybe they.
Yep. And they had the latest one, which was, I think, what was it? Not Galar. It was uh it's always on the tip of my tongue. Scarlet and Violet was, hold on, we'll have to put a small break here. I can get this. I can get this without looking it up. Sun
Okay,
color.
well,
Yeah.
if there is a If there is a separate region for every, you said that the first two game or the second generation comes with the first generation's region, but like that doesn't
Yes.
happen with other games, right? They don't have the other regions in them.
Yeah, unfortunately, that hasn't happened again, unless you
Oh,
count the
okay.
remake of the second generation, which is the
Hmm.
same. Which, if
Yeah.
I would have to, if I could recommend anyone to start off playing the games, I would recommend those games. Those were
Okay.
my first game, which was Soul Silver and Heart Gold. They were
Okay.
on the DS, which is a remake of the second generation, which of course comes included with the first generation.
Hmm.
But they have all the Pokemon from Generation 1 to Generation 4 in it,
Okay.
which is a lot. I mean, still not as much as we have now, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's a nice toe dipping game.
Yeah. So then, all right. So how does the gameplay affect, or rather, because all right, so it's a top-down game, right? It's not entirely just, from the point of view of the sky. Like it's
Yeah,
third person, but it's not
yeah,
isometric, right? Isometric is from the corner. I forget what this is, but
yeah,
it's top down, but like all the buildings and you are like flat against the ground too.
yeah. It's like that till Generation 5, and then
Oh,
on Generation
okay.
6 they went full 3D,
Full 3D.
where you can control the camera.
Yeah,
And I think
yeah.
in Generation 6 it was only to an extent, and I think same with Generation 7. Generation 8, you had full rotational control of the camera.
Okay.
But yeah,
So I
for the
know like
most,
Zelda also had a similar trajectory where it started off in that same kind of top-down view, but then when technology improved. But Zelda, or at least what was the first 3D Link game or Zelda game?
I think
Was
that
it
could have been
Majora's Mask? Ocarina?
Ocarina
Okay.
of Time, I think.
Yeah, that was
That's right.
like but that was still in the N64 era. We didn't get like
Yeah.
a 3D Pokemon game until what console generations?
Like third generation, unless you're talking about the battle simulators, which in themselves are 3D, but not like free roaming. Those are
Yeah,
battle
no, no. I'm talking
simulators.
about like main continuity. Not even continuity, main line
The main
games, right?
series games.
Yeah, like
They
like
call it
Zelda
the
doesn't like
MSG.
yeah, like Zelda doesn't have like a one timeline necessarily, but there's like a main like the main title, right? For that, for whatever generation. Or not generation, but like for that time period.
Yeah.
Because Breath of the Wild and what was the second one?
The Tears of the
Just Breath of
Kingdom?
the Wild. Oh, Tears of the Kingdom. Those I would count as their own separate, like parts of the continuity. But there was that what the Breath of the Wild Brawlers one. There was like a not a. I mean, it was like a spin-off game almost, right?
Yeah.
That I wouldn't count that as like a main title game.
Yeah. I
The
think for the most part, you can almost consider each generation as its own timeline.
hmm.
Because they kind of talked about that
Oh,
in the
okay,
sixth generation, I believe,
okay.
where like they kind of imply that each person's game is its own world that can be connected through like linking up, like a big aspect of
Oh
Pokemon is
yeah, that
trading.
Game Boy Advance Link.
Yeah. And they kind of imply that because they also talk about how like each generation is different and then sometimes they make big changes. Like for the most part, like they don't do this often, but like in the second generation, they added two new types. Like there's a lot of types of Pokemon, but they got it categorized into like elemental types, like fire, water, grass. And then in the second generation, they added two more, which was steel and dark type. I think in Japan the dark type was just called evil type. And then in Generation 6, they added the fairy type, which is like the last real type they've added.
And then this adds a whole rock, paper, scissors mechanic to it,
Yes,
right?
it does. The way fire is super effective against rock, which makes it so that it's double the attack, while if you attack a grass type onto a fire type with a grass type move, it's half the amount, which is not very effective. And it goes the same way with stacking. So rock types are super effective against flying and ice. So if you had a flying ice type Pokemon, which Pokemon can have up to two typings, And so if you hit that Pokemon with a rock type move, it would be 4 times as effective. So yeah, it's basically implied that each new generation is different because it adds a new mechanic. Like
Hmm.
Generation 3, they added abilities, so Pokemon have like an extra like mechanic added on to them that since they weren't in Generation 1 and 2, they explain it that that's a whole new world now, but it's still everything from the previous world is part of this world.
Okay.
So because there's some implied overarching story plot
Like, do
line
the
in the
characters from the
generations.
first the from the previous generation exist in the new one? Do they have similar backstories or the same backstory, or is it just a
Some
completely new redesign?
Sometimes they would bring back old characters, but very rarely. Usually they have like all new cast of characters.
Mm,
Because in
okay.
each game they have gym leaders, they have the Elite Four. They're always new in the next generation
Okay.
because it's a whole new like region. It's a whole new part of the world.
Hmm. I don't know why, but I always expected Professor Oak to be like always the guy, but I guess not, right?
Yeah, no,
Who
that's
like
always
how
a
does that
different
work?
professor.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they always have different professors. The second generation had Professor Elm, and each professor
Uh
would have like their own like expertise. Usually, it's gonna be the new mechanic of the game. So Professor Elm, he was like a expert on Pokemon breeding. And the third generation, I was like Professor. No, Elm?
Birch.
No, Birch. Birch. It was Birch. Yes.
Whoa, really?
Yeah,
No
you
way.
actually, I didn't think you were gonna get that.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say
yeah,
like cherry wood or
yeah,
something.
yeah. But they would usually specialize in the newest generational mechanic,
Okay.
which there are quite a few. Some of them are like more backgroundish, like the abilities, but they would still have a big impact. And
Uh-huh.
sometimes they would be more front and center, which is like Generation 6 and forward, where in Generation 6 they added Mega Evolution.
Okay, is
Which
that the
is
latest one? No, that was
yes and no because
okay.
there are side series, and the
Oh.
latest one is Legends Arceus, which is like a very popular one
Okay.
where for I think the last 2 generations they actually got rid of Mega Evolution.
Uh-huh.
But with this latest installment, they
It's
actually
back.
brought the mechanic back. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of the memes of that Starro or
Yeah,
no
Starmie.
Starmie
Yeah.
turning into the
So a lot
Patrick
of the
Star
times
thing.
Mega Evolutions will have drastic changes to their appearance and their like stats. But for some
uh,
reason, Starmie, they just gave him longer legs. I heard it's because he's like
uh,
based off of I think like the Power Ranger, not the Power Rangers, but the one who's the one guy who's in like the
oh,
Power Ranger suit.
Ultraman?
Ultraman, yes.
Okay.
Starmie's based off of Ultraman, so that's why he
Oh,
looks like that.
okay.
But it's also funny to think of it as the way Patrick looks in the song in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
movie.
So I'm not
I
familiar with
think the
that
design's
huh?
hilarious.
Yeah, no, it looks great. Like I've seen a lot
I
of
love
memes
it.
with
People
that.
hate it.
It's
I love
very
it.
like it's like chunky and running.
Yeah, it
But it's like
runs so much like
giant.
a man.
Yeah. Like what are what's that Pokemon's power is? Because I've only ever seen it in Smash Bros as an item, and all it does is just
Yeah.
shoot out like a bullet of water.
Yeah. It's a water psychic type, and it's
Okay,
from the
psychic.
first
Oh,
generation.
okay.
And it doesn't have too much specific going for it other than it's a starfish and it has like a gem in the middle of its body with like
Right.
psychic powers.
Is that okay? So is the gem biological or is it like Like, do people harvest the? I mean, I guess you could also harvest like an oyster. You could
Yeah.
harvest. So yeah, do people harvest those gems, or is it like was that cruel? It feels cruel.
I imagine it's cool. I don't think they've ever brought that up,
Yeah, because
though
I've seen
brought
like
it up.
mhm.
They've brought similar situations with other Pokemon.
Yeah, so like slowpoke tails. I think I've seen that as
Yes.
like an edible item.
Yup, that's
Oh my
correct.
goodness.
That's actually a huge plot point in the second generation where Team Rocket
What?
goes
Okay.
out to kidnap a bunch of slowpokes at a slowpoke
Oh,
habitat called the slowpoke whale,
what?
where they try to steal a bunch of them and their tails. But then
Because
you, as the
I
main
would,
character,
huh?
stops them.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna be like, yeah, because you could almost write yourself out of it by being, oh no, no, it's like a candy of the slowpoke tail. But no, they just straight up said the villains are gonna go out, hunt slowpokes because they're edible.
Yeah, because slowpokes use like it's in their Pokédex, which is like a
Okay.
Pokédex is a big part of every single Pokemon game where it's
Uh-huh.
like you learn about their stats, you learn about their heights and everything, and then they usually come with a little description about them and their
It's like
history.
an encyclopedia that you build as you collect them,
That's
kind of, right?
correct.
Or okay.
And the thing about Slowpoke is that their tails produce like some sort of sweet tasting liquid that they use to fish for
Oh,
their own food, which is
ooh.
essentially they are slowpoke. They're very lazy, so
Uh-huh.
they just stand on a rock in the middle of a river or something and just
Until
let
yeah.
their tails catch something.
uh
Yeah, each Pokemon has their own little funny facts about them. Some
Wait,
of
so
them,
is that the only Pokemon that like is front and center edible, or like that they straight up like? Are there other Pokemon cuisines
I think there are a few. I think there's been like Magikarp.
like
Sometimes
Jinx head,
Jinx head.
just on a
Oh
platter?
God, that's the most. That's so horrifying. Oh
Yeah,
no.
right.
Oh God.
Uh,
But yeah, I think they like usually like some of the more tamed one are like the cow-based Pokemon those
right.
have.
Yeah, yeah.
But
But imagine
then
the
like
fish ones, right? The fish that like that
yeah.
feels like the where you would first go to.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Or
But
bugs, I guess. What about bugs? Anyone eat bugs there?
aside from other bug type Pokemon, possibly. I know there's like a whole rivalry in Generation 5 between these two Pokemon where it's
Okay.
like an anteater fire Pokemon and
Oh,
then a steel bug
okay. Oh, but
Pokemon,
like,
and their whole thing,
there's not like a tribe of humans, or like, or even just like at a like a food festival or something. They have fried
yeah,
crickets, but like it's not crickets. It's like Crickymon or something like that.
yeah. They don't often use like meat food in the Pokemon where a lot of the times it's like berries or
Yeah,
other
that's what
things
I was
like
gonna say. It feels
that.
like desserts or pastries or something,
Yeah.
or like a
The
donut that looks just like rice balls.
Yeah. In Generation 6, they kind of went a little crazy and they added this whole like cooking mechanic where they
Okay.
added a whole bunch of new things and some of them are implied to be made with certain Pokemon. Or
Uh,
it could be that the ingredients that they have are like just to make it look like it's based off of Pokemon, which
yeah,
like it
yeah.
also makes you wonder where do they get the meat-based ingredients from? Because there's only Pokemon out there. In the anime, it makes it seem like there
What
are
meat-based
regular.
ingredients? Like, well, what's the name of one
Well,
ingredient that
there's
would
one
be
that's literally just sausage.
sausage? Oh, well, there you go. I mean, that's kind of. Oh, is there any
It's
pig
got it.
Pokemons? I guess.
In the latest one, they added well, there have been a few other
Is
picked
it
Pokemon.
Pigimon?
No, there's a Lechonk. That's the newest one.
That's a great name,
It
Lechonk.
is.
Just a
Yeah.
French pig,
Yup.
a female French pig,
Yup.
Lechonk.
Yeah.
So
And
then there we go.
then,
That's where the sausage is made.
yup.
That's why we
Yeah.
hadn't seen Lechonk until now. The
Yup.
demand for sausages have only just now dipped below where you can see them now.
All the previous pig type Pokemon, they taste disgusting. Lechonk, that's where the delicacies
Oh,
are.
they were bred for it.
Yeah.
uh,
But yeah, Pokemon, it's not always about the battling as well. You know, there's the catching, and
right,
then
yeah.
sometimes they'll add other mechanics like costume, like
Oh,
contests.
okay. Oh,
They'll
wait,
add
costumes
mini
or no
games.
costumes?
Well, sometimes, usually there are like these contests where
Okay.
they'll have you add costumes to them sometimes.
Okay. Okay.
And
But
then
not a costume
sometimes,
contest.
no, not a costume contest. That
Uh,
would be cool. In the
yeah.
later generations, they added fashion that
That
you
would
could
not be
change your
fair for
clothing
Ditto. Ditto
later.
could just then,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, he could just copies whoever's in first place.
Right? Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, and then another big thing that people like to do in Pokemon is a thing called shiny hunting,
oh,
which
okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Pokemon can have a very rare chance of having a different color palette on their body.
Mhm.
So they'll look completely different. Like sometimes it could be a drastic change, like Gyarados, you know
Okay.
how he looks like he's like this big giant
Right.
blue dragon snake
Yeah, like a
becomes
CC
red.
dragon. Okay,
Yeah, and it
sure.
looks very menacing like that.
Does he have
And then
fire
sometimes,
properties or no? Just the
no,
look.
it's purely cosmetic. It
Okay,
doesn't
yeah.
change anything about the stats or typings or abilities.
Okay.
It's all about the rarity.
What? Not even the abilities or stats?
No,
Oh,
nope.
okay.
It's purely for looks.
Is there like a lore that's like they like is there any lore about it in the
I
it
think
is
it's
is it just
similar
purely in
to
the games?
albinoism.
Okay, okay.
I think it's mainly like
So
that, but
almost even a
nothing.
even like is it even a disability? Like do they have to like stay in the shade or
Not
no?
that they seem to imply. They just say, "Hey,
Okay.
sometimes they'll look a little different and they'll
Hmm.
sparkle."
Yeah. Okay, wait,
But
so do they also sparkle or no? That's just some of
in the
them.
game, they
If okay, in the
sparkle.
game they
Usually,
sparkle.
it's because sometimes they won't look that different, and that might even be the only implicator of you knowing that it's a shiny.
Oh.
Yeah, some
Wait, so is that
because even
Squirtle?
Pikachu,
Okay, uh-huh.
he's just slightly darker yellow.
Oh wow. Then how can you even tell unless you had a bunch of other Pikachu to compare?
I know, right? He's
So
like almost orange.
so then is Ash's Pikachu shiny?
No, he's a regular colored
Okay.
Pikachu. He does
Ah, okay.
encounter shiny Pikachus though. And then it's like, oh, so that's what a shiny looks like.
But what if Pikachu just gets a tan? Then bam, he's there.
Then that I don't think we've
uh,
ever seen Pokemons with tans before.
well, we've seen
They should
Squirtles
make
with
that the next
sunglasses. Is
addition.
that the shiny version of the Squirtle with the sunglasses?
No, I think I'm pretty sure Shiny Squirtle just gets a little paler skin and then the back of his shell becomes green.
Okay.
So
Huh, okay.
it
Well,
can
that one's
be
at
larger
least,
changes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, what's the biggest change? Is it just the color, like the Gyarados one?
Yeah, sometimes because I don't know how to categorize the biggest changes
Like,
because
what's the
like
most drastic? Is there anything that makes it look? Is there any shape differences?
no, there's never
Nobody has
any
any shape
shape
differences. Okay, it's
differences
always
because
like the same silhouette.
Charizard becomes black Charizard
Oh,
and the
okay.
shiny. But then there's also Mega Evolutions, and those guys will also sometimes have even different shinies
Wait, so then
compared
some
to what
evolutions can
them.
be shinies, like like a
No, like if a
non.
Pokemon is
Mhm.
shiny, then the rest of its evolutions, like if you evolve that Pokemon, it'll still be shiny.
Okay, okay, so it's not like a regular Pikachu could then become a shiny Raichu or whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm just talking
Okay,
about if a Pokemon that is shiny Mega evolves, then its shiny might even have a different color palette than the standard shiny.
okay.
And that's just a lot of changes, shinies. It's very crazy how people just love those guys. It's also a big thing in Pokemon Go as well. They'll
Okay.
have whole days where there's a higher chance of getting a shiny Pokemon. And those are always fun. I'm a big Pokemon Go player, and those I've got a lot of shinies in that game.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
And
yeah, that's kind of like the allure of the collecting thing, right? You just
yep,
they set you up to go after just very minor and distinguishable differences.
yep, any
Uh,
small thing to make you pay more money.
yeah, yeah. Keep you engaged, keep you
Yep.
clicking, keep you feeding them information to sell to
Yeah.
the machine. Pikachu himself is sitting there eating all that information, gigabytes of data.
Yep. Sending all of his shiny iterations to do his bidding.
Yes. Uh, is
Uh,
there a Pikachu Mega Evolution?
crazy thing about that is that the Legends Arceus,
Uh-huh.
they actually announced before it even came out that they're getting a DLC that's
Wow.
gonna add even
So,
more Mega Evolutions.
okay.
And Pikachu was front and center for that DLC.
Wait,
Specifically his
have they
evolution,
released what it
Raichu.
looks like?
Yeah, they
Okay.
actually have Raichu actually has two different evolutions.
Oh, okay. Because
Because
Raichu's
in the
already the
original,
third, right? That's already the last stage, at least the last
yeah,
current
Raichu is the
stage.
last stage.
Okay.
And then there's only two other Pokemon that have two different Mega Evolutions, that being Charizard and Mewtwo, which they have
Oh, I didn't know Mewtwo
an
had one.
yeah, because they were released in Pokemon in the Generation 6 Pokemon X and Y, they named the two different forms the Mega X and Mega Y.
Okay.
So despite the fact that this game is called Legends ZA, they are apparently going to keep that because it's also X and Y. And I don't
Hmm.
know if they'll keep that pattern up if they decide to add any more two Mega Evolutions. Oh wait, that's right. There has been some leaks.
Oh,
So
okay.
there was a pretty big leak of the Legends ZA
Uh-huh.
where they released all of the Mega Evolutions that were going to be added. And I think they may have announced the DLC early because of that, because they wanted to add more hype to it. Because before they even announced any of the new Mega Evolutions, they those got leaked. So it kind of died out the hype just a bit
Okay.
because everyone knew what was coming. Well,
Yeah.
everyone who saw it.
Right. Yeah. Everyone that matters.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but like I think they really missed out on a chance to make everyone's mega evolutions just large legs that just run towards you.
Like
Just
you've
big
seen that
human legs.
Pikachu, you saw
Exactly. Yep.
like the in Super
Uh,
Smash Brothers, like some people would mod Pikachu over Ganondorf,
no,
and
I
it
haven't
would be
seen
like
that.
extremely lanky
That's
Pikachu. That's
hilarious.
that's the Mega
Yeah,
Pikachu
yeah,
we're
that's
looking
gotta be
for.
Mega Pikachu.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man.
Ah, but yeah, Pokemon is such a large franchise that we've barely talked about all the other Pokemon the side games that they have. They have a
Yeah, yeah.
lot. Some of them that haven't had any new games in a while, some of them that are
Okay.
still getting new ones.
All right.
There's
Do you
things
have
like
some favorites that you like? Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
yes, some favorites. I mean, there's of course Pokemon Go, and
Right.
then there's some other ones like Pokemon Rangers,
Uh,
which is like a style where you would
it's
kind of
like
like
Power
a
Rangers
beam.
crossover where like all the
It,
Pokemon
it
get their own Zords.
yeah, it was like a game on the DS that you would essentially be like a person who wouldn't catch Pokemon,
Oh.
but you would use this like spin top device to circle around Pokemon to make them like more docile and willing to help
Oh.
you out. But you would never keep them. Like once you use them to help you out with like a task, then they would return to being a wild Pokemon.
Okay, okay.
So
Huh,
you were like a
interesting.
ranger in that sense that you
Yeah,
would
yeah,
never
yeah.
hold a Pokemon. Like you would have like a partner Pokemon sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Like you would like one of them was you had a Pichu, which is the baby form of Pikachu, and he had like a
Oh.
ukulele, and he would be by your
Oh.
side throughout the whole journey. But yeah, and then another one, Pokemon. What was the name of it? It was Mystery Dungeon.
Okay.
That's a game where you would actually play as a Pokemon.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there one where you play? Okay, so how? Because there was
Yep.
Pokemon Arena, but that was more
Yeah.
like fighting, right?
Yeah, this is like Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah,
That's like a
Stadium. That's what I mean.
it's like a battle simulator.
Right.
And
Oh,
they're
but even that
actually
one wasn't like a fighting game. Fighting game. It was just the fights
yeah, it
from
was
Pokemon.
literally just the fights. Because Pokemon, I can't believe I haven't brought it up now, but it's a turn-based RPG. Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
is. Yep, it's a turn-based RPG.
yep, where essentially the fastest Pokemon goes first, but each Pokemon has their own different stats of defense,
Wait,
attack,
why does
special
the fastest
defense.
Pokemon go first? Shouldn't it be based on how fast the person is at throwing the balls?
No, it's the Pokemon that's themselves who would be the fastest. Because in the beginning of the game,
Oh,
in the
they've
beginning of the
already like
battle, you've
taken them
already
all
thrown
out.
out your
Okay, okay.
Pokemon.
Oh yeah, but that's
And
not how it
then
is in the anime, right? In the anime, they always like throw them out one at a time,
yeah,
don't they?
no, and
Okay, but not in
kind
the.
of. Well, in the games, you can only send out one at a time unless you're doing a double battle, which is
Okay.
a very popular one, and I think is like the main game mode in like the Pokemon Go championships, like the big ones, the real life championship,
Right, right, right.
like tournaments and stuff. And then it would be essentially whoever goes first, and then sometimes moves or abilities can actually change the way you would play. Sometimes a move can make you go first. Those are usually called priority moves. And
Okay.
then sometimes abilities can make it so that you can do certain moves first, and then sometimes there's a whole move called Trick Room that makes it so that the slowest Pokemon goes first.
Huh. So then
But yeah.
Slowpoke.
Yep, Slowpoke would be the first to move. But yeah, that's a lot of the times it's about speed. Sometimes it's about the defense of your Pokemon. A
mm,
lot of the times it's about the move pool and attack stat your Pokemons have. There's a lot of variety. It's hard to say that there's one best Pokemon, but there kind of is one best one in the competitive scene.
okay.
Incineroar. That guy
Ah, okay. I thought you were gonna
has
say Pikachu.
nope. Pikachu is okay.
Ah,
Sometimes Pokemon will have like signature items that they can hold because in the games, Pokemon can hold like one item to help them in the battle.
okay.
And Pikachu has one that's like a light orb that increases his attack, that kind of almost makes him comparative to his evolution, which is kind of funny because Raichu just gets no love in that way. But thankfully, he's getting Mega Evolutions now, so maybe he'll
Okay.
be able to
There we
be
go.
enjoyed, finally be out of his younger brother's shadow. And Mega Evolutions also weren't the only like big major mechanic change they added.
hmm
The
Okay.
after that, they went to the seventh generation, which is Alola, where they added these things called Z moves, which
Oh,
are essentially your Pokemon can hold this thing called a Z crystal. Like
okay.
Mega Pokemon, they'd also have to hold an item in order to Mega Evolve. It would usually be their name and then it at the end, but these were Z crystals, and they would
Mm,
essentially allow a Pokemon to use like a one-time super move. Like
okay.
one of their moves would
Like one
either
time for the whole match or one time for the whole life?
one time for the whole match.
Oh, okay. I
It
was
would
gonna say because
recharge
if it was a
after the
whole
match.
life,
Yeah.
that is quite the mechanic.
Yeah, similar to Mega Evolution, you can only use it once per battle.
Okay.
So that you could either essentially make it so that it's like a whole nuke of a move. They have
Okay.
like a whole like animation for each different type of move, and they'd even have their own name.
Hmm.
And then they could also essentially make a support move even stronger of a support move by like increasing stats or adding an extra thing.
Okay.
They weren't as popular as Mega Evolutions because they kind of like made it so that if you just used a Z move the right timing, you could just kill off a Pokemon immediately
Huh.
and kind of make it a little unfair.
Yeah.
But there's still fans, and the animations are kind of okay.
Okay.
There's some pretty good one. Like there's one for like the final boss, which is like Ultra Necrozma, which is like the final. It's like a move called the light that burned the sun, and it's like a whole energy blast in the shape of a planet, and it's like being shot directly at your
Oh my
opponent.
goodness.
There's
And
some
it
like
doesn't
these.
hit the trainer at all.
Nope, doesn't hit the train. It's like
uh,
a my Caterpie, you gotta tank it, Caterpie, and then you see the whole animation playing. It's like a minute long,
oh my goodness.
just for that one attack.
Are
And then
there any like fighting animations or is it all like rays and beams and stuff?
yeah, there's some anim. I mean,
So
not
imagine like
like.
Incineroar, right? Like, does he have like a suplex thing like in Smash?
Yeah, he has like a Z move as well. It's like
Okay.
Moonlight Assault or something like that, where he brings the Pokemon into a ring and then he does like a whole. It's kind of like similar to his Final Smash.
Okay. Okay.
And then yeah, like there's a few
What
Pokemon
about
that have
the
signature ones.
what about Mr. Mime?
I don't. Pretty sure Mr. Mime doesn't have a signature one.
Okay.
Mew and Mewtwo do, I think, though.
Okay. What
And then
about the
Pikachu does. I think Pikachu has like three different signature Z
oh
moves.
wow. That makes sense.
Yeah.
What do they look like?
I think one of them, they're like different levels of like voltage. One of them's a really cool one where it's like he shoots out rainbow lightnings in a circle
Okay.
formation. That
Hmm.
looks really cool. There's
Nice.
one of them where I think he's like just a cooler looking Volt Tackle.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of them. And then after that, there was Generation 8 where they introduced Dynamax, which is you
Mhm.
don't need to hold an item to do that, but essentially one of your Pokemon has the ability to essentially like go 50 times their size. And they've kind of like have mini Z moves in a way
Okay.
where they only have 3 turns of being in the giant form.
Okay.
And some Pokemon even look different if they Dynamax. It's called G-maxing, where it'll alter their form.
But it like it's not like an ultimate evolution or whatever. The it's like what does it look like? How what makes it different?
Yeah, it's different from Mega Evolution
Yeah, Mega
because
Evolution.
they'll look different. Because, Blast, of course, Mega Evolution, it'll change the form, but with Gigantamaxing, they like increase their size and then immensely,
Hmm.
making them look like kaijus.
Okay.
One really cool one is Blastoise,
Uh,
where essentially his whole shell is like full of like turrets and
oh
stuff.
my goodness,
It's
that's
like his whole
hilarious.
shell's full, like six in each of the little patterns.
Uh,
Looks really cool. There's a lot of really cool
yeah.
ones.
I feel
But
like that would be a good one to mash up, like to draw like a War Machine from the Marvel Comics and
Mhm.
Blastoise.
Yeah, definitely. With the turrets and the Mega Evolution, it just doesn't look, it looks okay, where he gets like mini guns on his wrist and then just one big one on his back.
Okay. Oh
So,
yeah, I think I've seen that one.
yeah, that's what his Mega Evolution looks like.
What
So they
about
do
Charizard?
look
Does he get
different.
like three dragon heads like King Ghidorah?
No,
Or no? Oh,
for
that'd be cool.
Dragonite, he like gets bigger. I think he gets a
Oh, I
little
think in Charizard,
fatter,
but
and
yeah,
then
Dragonite, I guess too.
yeah. Oh yeah, Dragonite didn't get a Mega Evolution until recently, actually.
Okay, what does that one look like?
It looks like he has like wings on his head, and he has like a bigger tail
Why?
with like a ball. It looks funny.
Okay,
They're
yeah.
like angel wings almost.
Okay.
I like it a lot. And then they made it so
A
that it's
biblically
shiny.
accurate
Yep.
Dragonite.
They did a really cool thing where like originally his shiny was like a puke green, which is like not that great.
Yeah,
Wasn't
yeah.
the biggest fan, but they made it so that when he mega evolves,
Mm-hmm.
he's the same color as his first and middle evolution, which is like a blue. That looks
Okay.
really nice, and I love it a lot.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Uh, what
Oh yeah.
about the Geodude?
Geodude, for him, he got an like it wasn't a mega evolution, it was like a different form. They introduced these like things called regional forms in the seventh
Okay.
generation,
Uh-huh.
where it's essentially a Pokemon from a previous generation, mainly Gen 1. They did it a lot with them. They
Okay.
made it so that they have a slightly different design and then they have like different typings. Geodude became like magnetized and he has like little like I think his lore is that he's in a mountain that has a lot of magnetism and he becomes electric rock.
Ah,
And then they've done it with a few other Pokemon like Vulpix, who was originally a fire type, becomes
okay.
a snow type. And it
Mm.
was really good.
Hmm.
Ninetales and Vulpix are like
Oh
really
yeah.
good examples of regional forms. They're pretty significant in a way in the competitive aspect because they have a really good combination of having the ability to set snow because there's you in the game you can set weathers with either a move or in a few cases Pokemon can have the ability to set weather the moment they enter the battle.
Mhm.
And then Ninetales has a move called Aurora Veil, which is basically like it doubles the defense of both your defense and special defense, which usually
Ah,
there's a similar move called like Barrier and Reflect, which would both either increase your defense or your special defense for your team for a short amount of time. But specifically with Snow Veil, it would do both, but it could only be done when there's snow active.
okay.
Yeah.
Like in Naruto, how Kirin or Sasuke can only do Kirin with thunder, where he like
Yeah.
puts yeah. Are there any other Pokemons that do that use like environmental energy or at least like environmental like statuses as part of their moves?
Yeah, there's a few.
I
There's like
imagine the water ones
Pokemon.
probably do at least if they're in the water.
There are a few that have it. It's like an ability called Drizzle that when they
Okay.
enter, they can set rain. There are also abilities that also help if a certain weather is active. Like
Okay.
there's Pokemon that have the ability called Swift Swim, that if the rain is active, they double their speed. And then there's a lot of similar abilities to that. Abilities are a crazy thing. They added that in the third generation. That wasn't in the
Yes.
games. That wasn't in the first games, which I didn't know for the
Hmm.
longest time. And yeah, build and then there's also the special splits where in the first generation they had a
They're just all
special
doing
stat.
splits against like two different trucks, and
Yeah.
like every special move, they're just the Pokemon, but doing splits across two trucks, and then boom, both trucks hit the opponent.
Yeah. So yeah, the special split is where the special stat originally in the first generation there was the attack stat, the HP stat, the defense
Hmm.
stat, the speed stat, and then the special stat. And that would account for both the damage you would do with special moves and the defense that you would take from them. But then
Mm.
in the second generation, they made it so that it's separate. So there's a special attack stat and a special defense stat.
Okay.
That changed things a lot. So like Mewtwo, like a lot of psychic types were crazy back in the
Hmm.
first generation, almost absurdly.
Yeah.
Mewtwo, Mr. Mime.
So how do
Uh,
psychic types work in the sense that like, do they have free will? Do they? Because like Pokemon aren't like they're sentient, but can they
yeah,
like what if you were to psychically communicate with one, would they like think in like a rational thought, or would it be just like animal thinking?
yeah. I mean, in the anime, they definitely have it so that psychic Pokemon will oftenly like telecon te use telepathy to
Yeah.
communicate with people. But
Hmm.
not all psychic type Pokemon do it, which is like it is a little strange.
Yeah, and then they're just okay being
Mm,
pokeballed
yeah.
and used to fight. But okay, yeah, hey, man,
Yeah.
that's how psychic people do. That's what Mr. not Mr. Professor X was all about. Just
Yeah.
collecting all his X-Men, making them fight against each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Colossus, use Harden. And then he would use.
Don't put me back in the ball, sir, please.
Yeah.
I'll do it, I swear, but just don't put me back in the ball. Uh, and then what else? Then another big change was in the fourth generation,
Mhm.
or it was either the fourth or third generation, where originally they had it so that each type of move was actually preset as a physical attack or a special attack. So, like, all fire type moves would be considered physical attacks. So, and like all water type moves would be considered special attacks,
Hmm.
even if like the
Yeah,
description of
the
the
right.
name would imply that it might be physical. Which I that was something I didn't know for the absolute longest time because I started with Generation 4. But
Yeah,
apparently
here
that was
there's
a
like weird
huge,
things in Pokemon, like where because like dragon, right? Dragonite you said is a fairy
yeah.
type or no?
Dragonite's no, Dragonite is a dragon type.
Okay,
He's a dragon
Dragonite is a
fly.
dragon. No, but Charizard, right? Charizard, the
Yes.
most dragon looking Pokemon. He is not
Yeah.
a dragon type. He's a fire type, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, he's fire flying.
Oh, a fire and flying type. Okay.
Yeah.
And then like well, I mean Gyarados, right? Like it starts as a fish, but then it becomes a
Yeah.
giant serpent. So I guess that's not
Yeah.
super
Yeah,
but
but
like
then that becomes
mhm.
water flying type.
Okay. Oh, so he does fly.
Yeah, he does fly.
Oh wow. What I didn't even know that.
Yep.
He's like a Shenron type dragon.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like it makes sense why they didn't make them dragon types, because if they did, they would have been absolutely broken in the first generations.
Yeah. Oh wow, because of
Because
the
of the
whole rock, paper,
typing,
scissors
'cause,
mechanics.
yeah, dragon can resist to like quite a few different typings, and dragon moves usually had some of like the strongest.
Mm.
like attacks with like base stats wise.
Okay.
But yeah, but for their mega evolutions, Charizard, I told you Charizard has two different ones, one X and one Y. One
Okay.
of them keeps him as a dragon flying type, but the other
Mm.
one makes him
A
the fire
water
dragon.
bird type. Turns him into a
Uh,
fish. He
yeah,
just
the
his
first
ultimate mega evolution just goes back into a like he turns into the what was the fish Magikarp.
Magikarp.
uh,
Yeah. That would
and
be funny.
is there any evolution that like is detrimental to the Pokemon? Like, is there anyone that like goes backwards or like removes abilities from a Pokemon? Because there's the bug
Uh,
one, right? There's the bug one that goes from like the caterpillar to the chrysalis to the butterfly. But
yeah.
like the chrysalis, can the chrysalis do anything or no? Is that just does it just stay still?
Well, in Generation 5, they added an item called the Eviolite that made it so that if it's a Pokemon that's still capable of evolving, not including Mega Evolution,
Okay.
it would increase their defense stat by 1.5. So some Pokemon actually benefit more from not evolving by becoming incredibly tanky in their middle evolution.
Okay, but that's just direct. That's like raw stats information.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like their form changes, right? Like so, like does anyone lose arms or like lose abilities going into a different form? Because like I imagine the chrysalis doesn't have the same capability. Like can it move at all?
Yeah. I
I've heard that it can use harden, but that's about it.
Yes. Yeah, in the wild,
Uh huh.
if you find it, like one of the Chrysalis Pokemon, a lot of the times all they know is that one move. But if you find their pre-evolutions, they'll keep all their moves when they evolve. So, you got that. But if we're talking about like for the most part, most Pokemon will be better in their final evolutions if we're not talking about Eviolite. There are a few rare occasions
Mm-hmm.
where some previous evolutions will have different abilities compared to their last evolution, and sometimes people like to take advantage of that.
Okay, yeah,
So that's usually
that's
pretty
more of a
rare.
preference thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Hmm.
Like there's only one kind of Pokemon that I can think about that where it's like this bug Pokemon from the third generation that when it evolves, it's like a
Uh-huh.
cicada, so it evolves
Okay.
and it when you evolve it, it actually becomes two Pokemon.
Oh
One of
wow.
it is called the Ninjask, where it's like a super speedy bug Pokemon
Okay.
that flies, and then the other one is just Shed Ninja,
Okay.
which is actually the husk of the bug, and is
Oh.
Bug Ghost. And it's actually a Pokemon with only 1 HP.
Teh.
And its special
Both of them or
ability,
just that? Or just one of do they share one HP across both or no?
no, the regular one has the regular HP stat
Oh,
of
okay,
like
okay.
60 or 80 or something, I don't know. But it's the only Pokemon to have such a low HP stat of just one.
Hmm.
But it's because it has a special ability called Wonder Guard, where
Okay.
it makes it so that only super effective moves can hurt it.
Okay.
So if you use a water type move, it doesn't take any damage at all.
Hmm.
But it's a bug ghost type, so it has quite a few weaknesses, which is what kind of balances it out.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Well,
And
yeah, I
then
think we should probably wrap up the Pokemon episode. Do you have any final
yeah.
thoughts about Pokemon? Any burning questions, any plots unanswered in the games that you'd want continuation, or even just Pokemon that haven't showed up? Because they don't always transfer from one generation to the other, right? They don't just keep building. Like
I
some generations, they lose some or no?
Yeah, they used to include them. It wasn't until like Generation 8 where they started to make it so some Pokemon wouldn't come back. And they
Yeah.
would return some through DLC, like not like you have to pay for these returning Pokemon. It's just that
Right.
they
Yeah. Yeah.
open the gate so that it's possible to bring Pokemon from previous generations to the new ones.
Hmm?
Sometimes they might need to make little tweaks in between the transferring, but
Hmm.
it is allowed all the way from Generation 1 to like the newest generation.
Okay.
But there are some Pokemon that are still not that are still locked away. I think there's only like we're at the latest one, and I think there still might be one or two Pokemon that still aren't on the Switch.
Oh
I
wow.
need to look at it, but yeah, those guys. I know the latest Legends ZA brought a lot of them to the newest generation for the longest time. But if I'm gonna end off on anything,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna end off on talking about Pokemon Champions,
Okay.
which is both a Switch game and a mobile game that's
Hmm.
gonna be coming out soon. It's essentially gonna be the newest battle simulator
Oh, okay.
for the franchise, where it's gonna be only battling. There's not gonna be like, oh, like there'll be like a menu where you can do stuff, but there's no like walking around or doing things. It's purely you're building a team and then you're fighting people with that team.
Oh, is it
And
multiplayer
that's
or is it? I imagine it.
yeah, it's
Yeah, there's no way
online
they
play.
wouldn't
Yeah.
make it multiplayer.
Yeah. That game sounds like it's gonna be crazy because like for the
Nice.
most part, the last few generations, they made it so that the big new mechanic was gonna be the only mechanic in the game.
Uh-huh.
And now with this new one, they're bringing everything all together.
Hmm.
So this is going to be the first time we're going to be seeing both Mega Evolution and Dynamaxing in the same
Oh
battle
wow.
mechanics. And then the
Nice.
newest one, Terastallization, which I didn't get to talk about too much. Essentially, every Pokemon has the ability to change into a new type. That's basically it. There's
Hmm.
a few other nuances to it, but that's for the most part what it is. That's the
Okay.
first time we're going to be seeing it together with like Z moves, and it's like a whole thing. It
Mm.
sounds crazy, and I'm really excited for it.
Nice. Very
It's
cool.
gonna be free, but like, there's gonna be the few microtransactions because you'll have an avatar that you can like
Oh
customize.
yeah, sure. Yeah, they got to add all those microtransactions and
Yeah. And then like
cosmetics.
you'll be renting Pokemon if you don't have the specific one, but you will
Of
be able
course,
to
renting
yeah.
can never. They just want you to never own Pokemon. That's the end
Yeah.
game of
Yep.
capitalism.
Yeah. Yeah, but you will be able to bring Pokemon from the main series
Their
games that you have
BlackRock is
into it.
buying up all the Pokemon. All right,
Uh,
yeah. Well, we'll be on the
yep.
lookout for that game, definitely.
Yeah. Do you have any more pressing questions about the franchise?
Not really. It's one of those like rare instances of media where I didn't really ever jump on the like it never like it looked cool when I was a little kid, but then I
Hmm.
never actually participated in it or played it or anything. So I never
Yeah.
had any real connection to it. The toys looked good though. The toys are always fun. I have
Oh
a
yeah.
Blastoise, I believe, because he just looks
Yeah.
really cool.
Oh yeah. Blastoise is
But
that
yeah,
guy.
no, very cool merchandising. I gotta give them props
Hmm.
for that. I
Yep.
mean, that's Nintendo all the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you liked the show, definitely feel leave comments, post feedback, give us suggestions for what topics you'd like to hear us talk about. And yeah, we'll be back in a couple of weeks. This one was a little bit late, but yeah, hopefully, I don't think we have a lot of listeners right now, so not a big deal.
Yep.
But yeah, if you need anything 3D printed or modeled or webs developed, yeah, feel free to reach out. I'm at Robot Monkey LLC on eBay, Etsy, and we are a second bowl of cereal at YouTube, Patreon, Spotify, and I think that's it actually. Well, we also
Yeah.
have a Reddit. Yeah, we have a
Oh
Reddit.
yeah, we
Yeah, we got to
do.
be posting more
We
on that.
technically
We
have a
have an
Reddit.
Instagram
Yes.
too, I think. So
Yeah.
yeah. That'll be starting to pop off hopefully soon, right, David?
Yeah. Yup. We'll
All
be on
right.
top of it more.
Yeah. Any final words?
Uh, you don't gotta catch them all. You just gotta catch the ones you like.
Catch some guys. Guys, let's just
Leave some for
don't
others,
get yeah for the kids. You got to plant the
Okay.
Pokemons that you're whose shade you will never see.
Yep.
Uh,
All right. Well, I guess until then, have a second bowl of cereal on us.
Bye.